What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Boundaries. What's going on, bro?
What up, bro?
How you doing, man?
Fucking sweating after setting all this shit up.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, dude. I think that's why a lot of people quit podcasts too, man. They don't realize the work it is.
Yeah, a lot of people think you just set up a camera and film and that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, I filmed on my phone. Now what do I do with this?
Yeah.
You know, it's, there's a lot that goes into it for sure.
Yeah. Cause you said this like 90% of people don't.
So the statistic is, 90% of podcasts don't go past the 4th episode. So if you film a fifth or record a 5th episode, then you're in the top 10% of podcasters.
Okay, let's see it in our views and subscribers then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Shit.
What's going on, dude?
Not much, man. Fucking yesterday was my birthday.
Woo!
Fucking
What are you?
38 years old now.
You're 55, bro.
38 years old. And I just chilled.
Yeah.
Just fucking spent some time alone, man. And that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to chill, reflect on life. You know, like I don't do the whole like New Year's resolution thing when New Year's comes around and stuff, but every year on my birthday, I always find some time to like meditate, chill by myself, and like just reflect on life and think about what I want to do over the next year, you know? And I use it as like a time of the year that I plan, you know, I come up with ideas on how I'm going to better myself and, you know, try to set a vision of where I want to be in a year.
Okay.
And, you know, and I think that was good for me yesterday. I did go, saw my mom for a quick minute, said hi to her and my sister. My sister just got surgery on her foot. So went, said hi to them, and then went and did some stuff around the house. And then I edited some videos and then spent some time just kind of like chilling and doing just that. And, you know, I think in the next year where I want to be is I want this podcast to be like, you know, other than what I'm doing to make money. I want this, I'm trying to make this podcast like my primary focus right now and just content in general. And, you know, I have a day job and like, you know, I have a lot of things that I'm interested in, but overall in life, dude, I think my biggest, the thing that I'm striving for most now is I want to be able to help people, especially men, be right in the head, man, because I've gone through so much mentally that, you know, I know how it is to be in that place where you feel like you have no one and you know that you're lost, but you can't seem to find the path you need to get on to find yourself. And it's a hard place to be in life. And I think the majority of men go through that at different periods in their lives, you know, and I'm sure I'll go through that again at some point in my life, but I know what it's like being that younger dude in his 20s and 30s and just not knowing what to do with yourself and like knowing that you're meant for more, but you just can't find that more. Yeah. You know? And then and then you get lost and trapped in the 3D world where you're just going through the motions of life and like you know, I know how it is to end up in that spot. And if I can help even one person, you know, find their way out of that and find their path, then I feel like I succeeded.
And that's the thing too, is like, it's crazy being on the other side of that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I look at like other people or I see, or, you know, younger people or whatnot, and like all their different, kind of just not being comfortable in their own skin, you know, and it's cool to be on the other side of that. And at the same time, it's like, once you get on the other side of that and you've been through it, like, why would you not want to share it with other people?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you have a gift, it's like anything that you learn, like you want to share it with other people. You want to teach other people.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so I know exactly what you're saying, man. And, in a year, that would be great. I'd like to do, this is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I love to do.
Yeah, same. Because I used to just be a consumer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I used to just consume
now you're a
social
giver.
media.
Now you're a giver.
Right. Now I'm feeling more and more like a creator.
Right.
And the more I focus on this, the more I feel that way. And, you know how it is. We came into this not knowing what the fuck we were doing.
No idea, dude.
Had no clue. We just winged it all. We just figured it out. We figured out how to set up the equipment. We figured out how to edit the videos. We figured out how to talk to a camera.
Yeah.
You know, we just figured it out, man. And, you know, and I think the best parts of life are those things that happen in that way. And, you know, and if we can figure out this, something that we had no experience with, anyone can figure out anything in life, dude.
You can't, it's just wanting to do it and be willing to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love what you're saying right now. Cause through the podcast, it's like, this doesn't work, this works, you know, and it's the trials but it gives you so much, like, it feels so fucking good to conquer things, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my speech class, bro, like I went and did my first speech. And then today I was in charge of the meeting, like setting up the whole meeting, you know, and like giving everybody their duties and everything else and And like, I've never even done it, but it's just so fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like educating yourself and it just feels fucking good for men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm sure for women as well, you know, but like, it just feels good to go through things. It feels good to fail and to figure them out. Like that sense of worth, you know, and that sense of purpose, you know, and that's why most people are lost. They have no purpose.
Yeah.
They have no purpose.
I think it is a primarily men thing too. I mean, you know, generally speaking, I mean, everyone's different, but you know, I think women like to have everything all figured out. They like to, you know, I think they stress too much in, you know, uncertain situations. Where we may stress, but we get gratification out of it.
Out of figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. And that's okay, man. And that's why we say that, you know, we're built to be those type of people. We're built to be problem solvers. We're built to be, you know, we're built to take care of things and of people. Right. And women are built to take care of people in a different way.
In a different way, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
they're more of a nurturer.
Right. And
we're more of a like put us in the battlefield.
Exactly. And that's why men are referred to as protectors, because that's what we're built to do, man. We're built to take care of our women, we're built to take care of our children, we're built to take care of the world, man.
Yeah.
Everything that you are looking at right now was built by a man, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think we get enough credit for that. You know, the street outside was paved by a man. Guarantee it.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But credit, but dude, yeah, but credit, like I understand what you're saying in like an American you know, American household, like men not getting, but that's also just our job, dude.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's our job.
But in America in general, we have this whole like, you know, new wave of feminism.
Yeah, I know where this is coming from.
Just bashes on men.
Yeah.
Just tears us down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, women love to say these days that they don't need men.
Yeah.
And it's like, you wouldn't have any of this shit if it wasn't for men.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have none of it.
Yeah.
The car you drive, the road you drive on, the house you live in, the cell phone that you're using right now, you know, women love to scroll on social media. You wouldn't have social media or a cell phone if it wasn't for men.
Right.
You know, you wouldn't have none of that. And that's why I say we don't get enough credit for it, because we're berated in this day and age in America we're made out to be just toxic. All men are toxic, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and we're a lot more to the world than that.
Yeah. And then they wonder, and there's so many people, right? And I have, you know, so many other friends that they're going and finding their wives in other countries.
Hey, yo, right? Passport bros.
Yeah, passport bros. Then you're talking shit about that, right? But most real men are doing that, right? Because they want a real traditional woman.
Yeah, because
you know?
women in other countries, they'll appreciate you for being the man you are.
Absolutely, dude. I know I have my friend, and we're talking about this other friend. You know, I got many friends that have done it, bro, right? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that too. And she's like, you're not quite there yet. So they think like they think that a man's doing that because they can't get a woman in America.
Right.
That's their next fucking point. Oh yeah, I can't get a woman, so I have to, and they call, and all this other shit, and I can't. Bullshit.
Yep. It ain't that.
It ain't
bro.
that motherfuckers have no problem getting women, dude. It's the fact that I'm cool, dude.
Yep.
Like because I like you said, like I love caring for people, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love you know what I mean? I am a fucking protector, bro. Like that's where I feel, my most authentic self is caring and giving to others. Yep. But I sure as hell ain't gonna give to some fucking, you know what I mean, dude?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna do it, dude.
We don't need women in other countries. That's what we want now, ladies. And don't get me wrong, women, I love you, dude. I love the shit out of you. But and I'll protect any woman, even if she's just a mean old bitch. I'll protect any woman, any day, anytime, anywhere. You know what I mean? I'll jump in front of a moving vehicle for you. I'll fight a man twice my size for you if it means keeping you safe. And I'm all for women. I love you guys, but there's this mentality now that I am just not going to support. And if I can just go somewhere else and get someone who doesn't live with that mentality, that mentality of berating men and tearing us down and putting us in this position we're in these days where we feel like we have to defend ourselves just purely for being men, I'm not going to support that, dude. And if I can get something better elsewhere, I'm going to go elsewhere. And that's why half of these women in America, or maybe even the majority of women in America, they're just unhappy. Because they've gone down this road of equality and I can do anything a man can do, and now they're stuck in this career and they're 35 years old and they're not sure if they can have kids anymore and they're still single and they're in a shit spot in life. They'll never admit it to you, but inside that's what they're feeling.
They're not, because they're not in their element. They're not in their element. Exactly. It's another thing. This chick's like, oh, you don't have a dog, so also, and then they go get dogs instead of having babies because they're too lazy to have babies, right? So like, and then all these women are like into dogs and they have their puppies and that. It's because of their need for nurturing. Because their element is for them to nurture.
Exactly. But
instead they're coming out of their element. They're going to this boss bitch thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they're, I take care of my life and all this shit. And they're unhappy. That's why you're unhappy.
Exactly.
Because your true element is you to be nurturing and caring for others with motherly instincts. Like that's your happy place. That's your purpose.
They're fighting their biological purpose.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So, and this is on my mind right now, I guess, because I was thinking about this exact thing a lot yesterday when I was kind of just like having my day. I did other things, but yesterday was like a day of meditation for me. Like it was really like chill and relaxing. I didn't answer my phone for anyone I didn't want to answer my phone for. I didn't hold myself fucking. I would have answered for you.
Yeah. Okay, sure, bro.
I didn't do anything that I didn't want to do, and it was really like a mind pleasing day. It was really good for me, and I came out of it super calm. I woke up this morning just ready to attack the day. But I was thinking about this exact conversation we're having a lot, and I'm like, and that's one of the things. Like, I think like for a while now, I haven't really thought about like looking for a relationship or anything. I've been focused on so many other things, but I think I'm headed in that direction where like I'm kind of wanting to link up with and go on some dates and talk to some girls now, and I'm really going down that road. And so I was thinking about that a lot yesterday, and I was like, but I'm never putting myself in a position again where I'm with someone just specifically for the reason not to be alone, right? Yeah. For so many years, I stayed in a relationship because I just didn't want to be alone. Absolutely. And that relationship wasn't what was best for me. Yeah. And maybe in the beginning, but after a while, I was just there so that I didn't have to be by myself. And that was a bad decision. And I will not make the decision to do that again. And if that means that I just won't find anyone here local around me to date because they're all of that mentality that I will not support, so be it, dude. Yeah. I'll find it elsewhere.
So that's the thing, though, is that when you've worked on yourself and you're okay with being yourself like that, when you do, it's going to be something healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something healthy, man. And that's a gift, because relationship, that's a gift, man. Like it's there's nothing greater, bro. Right. Like man and woman coming together. Like there's nothing greater than that. There's just so much involved in that bond. Like amazing. I mean, look, a baby's created that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, but it has to be right, dude. And I'm the same way. Like if it's not right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm so good, bro. I could spend the rest of my life alone and I would be good.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And takes a lot of patience to like just wait for the right thing, you know, or to like turn down a million of the wrong thing to get the right thing. But when you do that, that's how you find a fulfilling life.
I think you're also you're also approving to the Creator, you know, that's what you want and you don't want anything else, you know, and I think that brings it in, right? If you're going and accepting those other things. Yeah. And then, and people too think too, like, well, oh, cause you've been single so long, you know what I mean? Like, please, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Please, dude, miss me with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. But other than that, fucking life is good. Feeling good. Ready for this fitness expo. Everyone, we will be at the fitness expo in Anaheim. We don't have a booth or nothing. We're just walking around, kicking it. Hopefully run into some people to chill with, talk to, interview. But we'll be there. Fitness Expo, August 2nd. Anaheim Convention Center, I believe. We will be there. So I encourage y'all to go too. And it'll be a good time, man.
Yeah, bro.
Looking forward to that.
Good shit.
Yeah. It's cool that they do these things, you know? It's like with all the bullshit in the world and just, you know, just the way the world is today, it's so full of negativity. It's nice to see events like this where, like, you know, people are encouraged to do something good for themselves, because, you know, in this day and age, you're you know, with the whole like fat shaming and like that whole thing, like people are encouraged to be unhealthy in this day and age, you know what I mean? And,
what do you mean fat shaming?
You know, so like it's not okay to tell someone, hey, you need to do something about your health. Like,
right.
Overweight.
Yeah. It's just bullshit, man. You know? It's such bullshit, dude.
You can tell men that.
Yeah. You can tell men. Yeah. I know. I get what you're saying, man. And it's funny. I seen this video, and this girl's saying, she goes, I know you're not going to like this, ladies. I wish I had the video, but I don't have my TikTok account, but you're not going to like this, ladies. But like, if you're not willing to be fit, you know, spiritually, physically, and mentally for your spouse, you don't deserve him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And vice versa, man. And that's like this pastor. Well, they had a guest, this lady, and she's talking about, you know, everything's a reflection, man. Like your inner being. So what you speak, however you feel inside is eventually going to come out of your mouth. Right? Like everything is connected, bro. So how you feel about yourself, how you take care of your body is how you feel about yourself. And that's what you're going to put out into the world and put out into your relationship. Yeah. You know, it has to be balanced in all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it all comes down to, like we talk about, the inner work, like how you feel spiritually is going to reflect in your words, your body, your mind, and everything else. Yeah. And so that's where it starts there. So not having any spirituality, or like my son was saying about not believing in God, right? It's going to reflect in your life and your physicality and how you look, right? So it's so important. And I'm telling this to my brother earlier too, like the love you show your body, you know, the love you show yourself is the same thing the love's going to show you from the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the same shit, man. Yeah. And so, you know, you can be, and I know, dude, and I'm like, and it's so, I don't even want to say, you know what I mean? It's just some of the stuff, bro. And it's like, it's just, you just don't care for yourself, man. Yeah. You just don't give a fuck for yourself, dude. So how the fuck are you going to give, if you can't show yourself love, bro, how are you going to show somebody else love, dude?
Yeah. Yep, and how are they going to show you love?
And how are they going to show you love? Yep. You know, being healthy is so important, dude. Yep. It causes so much fucking pain being unhealthy and being overweight, dude. Yep. And it's a complete disrespect to yourself. And we're all going to go through like periods in life where we struggle with certain things like that, right? Like I've struggled with weight many times throughout my life, and even recently, like I've looked at myself and I'm like, dude, you got to fucking get back on track. So you know, over the last 6 months, I lost like 20 pounds, 22 pounds, something like that, because I finally looked, I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Yeah. You know, but like, it's that acknowledging it that's important, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, we're all gonna
we're all going to have failures and we're all going to run into struggles in life where we're struggling with things. But to just completely ignore it when you know there's a problem, it's a complete disrespect to yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a complete disrespect to yourself. It's a complete disrespect to the life that you've been given by God.
Yes.
It's just a complete disrespect to yourself. So we should all always want to be improving. We should all always be willing to acknowledge our flaws and our downfalls and our mistakes and take accountability for that, because if you don't, you're just going to feel like shit about yourself.
And even acknowledging it, saying, hey man, I'm not in shape, that's love. That's showing yourself love. That's engaging with yourself and, hey, this is who I am and I'm going to fix it and take some action.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Instead of saying, oh, I'm not happy with myself, but I'm just going to go eat some more, or I'm just going to go drink some more, or I'm just going to do whatever to fill that void.
There's nothing I can do about it.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know there is.
Dude.
You know there is, and you know, but you don't want to do the work, sir. And there's nothing, this is the life I'm given. Nothing I can do to change it.
Yeah. And I'm not judging people for that, man, but that's on you, bro. I don't want to hear you fucking complain about your life then, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to take any action to fix it, bro, and if you want to just keep doing it, then I have nothing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's why I get pissed at like this, like my 600-pound life type shit, where like these people are just fucking huge, like can't walk. You know, they're as big as the fucking couch they're sitting on, and then they do these shows about these people, and these people go and they do their surgeries to get skinny again or whatever, like without doing any work, without actually acknowledging how they got themselves there. They're going and you know, and because they're getting these surgeries, you know, they don't really have any appreciation for the person they become after the surgery, right? And a lot of them let themselves go right back to who they were before, right? And it's funny, dude, and I always think about those shows when we talk about this topic about like improving yourself. I saw this video of one of those doctors, and there's this big old chick, huge girl, and she's sitting there in the chair. She's like, I haven't eaten since I got here. And he's all, it's okay. You're not going to disappear. You ate enough food for the next 4 years. The doctor straight up told her. But that's, as humans, we need to hear things like that sometimes. I need to hear things like that a lot, where it's like, I've let myself like completely just ignore something I'm going through.
Yeah, somebody's not going to tell you, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
I need someone to tell me, hey, you're fucking up, bro.
Yeah, you're fucking up. You look like shit, dude. Like, fix it. You know what I mean? But everybody became so sensitive. Now, I get, like, this conversation we're having, I had a cousin who killed herself. She was overweight. She was the sweetest girl in the world, right? When I was a kid, man. And she shot herself, and kids were bullying her and picking on her at school and tripping her and this and that. And we're not saying that, dude.
Exactly.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, dude. It is all love coming from me. But it's also love telling somebody, hey, you're fucking up, fix it. Stop fucking complaining about how your life sucks and fucking fix it, dude. You know, you gotta live in reality. That's love, though. It is. But people dumb it down to make people feel better, right? But if you just told me the truth, that's why I love people that tell me the truth. Tell me I'm fucking up. Right. Tell me I need to fix something. Tell me not. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be open minded and accept that. You know, I might get offended at first because I'm human. Yeah, because I'm perfect, bro. So exactly, I'm perfect, bro. So and that's how it is. But that's the thing. If I want my friends to say, I don't care if you get offended, I'm going to tell you the truth. And believe me, whatever offense I take to it, I'm going to get over it. And then I'm going to really appreciate you in the end. Right. And I would hope the same for me. So like, that was something I really struggled with, is telling people the truth because I was afraid of them getting offended. And like, I've started working myself away from that mentality. And I've gotten a lot more comfortable with telling people, well, this is what I see, this is what I think, and I think you're fucking up. And that feels good, man, to be authentic like that. I have one friend that's kind of a new friendship, man. We've been friends here for about, I don't know, 6, 7, or 8 months, and he just got married. You know, his wife's pregnant, and we were hanging out, dude, and he's like, oh man, like, what's up with the girls and this and that? And I was like, look, bro, I wouldn't even do that. Right. With you, brother. I just want you to know I'm not that kind of friend, dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not saying I'm on your girl's side or any of that shit, but I'm not that guy that's going to bring unhealthy habits in your life. That's not the kind of friendship that you're going to get from me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of being like, oh yeah, bro, let's go, you know, this and that. And I don't do all that hiding and sneaking and fucking cheating shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be involved with anybody that does it, dude. You know what I mean? I'm going to do healthy things, bro.
Right.
And that's just how it's going to be, bro. So that's what you're saying is that was a good experience of like the new me of who it is. Because before I'd be like, yeah, forget that. Let's go get some chicks, you know?
Right.
Whoop, whoop.
Right.
And that's not the case, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go tell on somebody for doing it, you know what I mean? Or anything like that, bro. But I'm not that guy, dude.
Right. I'm not going to be your wingman while your chick's at home.
Yeah, pregnant. Dude. I'm not going to do it, bro. You know, and that's, bro. And that's a new me, dude, because I used to be, you know, I used to cheat, bro. And I used to have, you know, married, several girlfriends, et cetera, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I could never be that way again. Like that's fucking harmful. Like if you love somebody to hurt anybody in that way, dude, like that's fucking harmful, dude. That hurts. I know how it feels, dude. And I wouldn't do it to anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just unacceptable shit now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think there's other variables that play into that scenario, but I get what you're saying.
I think we talked about that last show, actually.
Did we?
Yeah. Something about or you were asking me about guys having multiple women, et cetera, et cetera.
We did talk about that at one time. I mean, I just think guys need variety sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think there's a right and wrong way to go about it. And when your girl, you know, is at home struggling or pregnant or, you know, something's going on in your relationship, focus on that before you're telling your boys, let's go out so we can find some chicks. You know what I mean? Like, make sure your life's straight if you're going to look for that variety. I mean, in my religion, you're allowed to have up to 4 wives.
Yeah. I don't believe, I mean, we discussed this before, bro. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, you know, I've had plenty of partners in my life, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I think just for me, like, it's just changed, bro. Like my, you know, my perception of it, man. You know, it's just not like something that, you know, something that I long for, dude. You know?
Well, some guys make it all that they focus on.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, I think that's an unhealthy way to live. When all that you focus on is going out to find chicks and, you know, just be sleeping with all these women all the time, and you just want to go out and be partying all the time, and like you have nothing real in life to focus on. Like, I think that's an unhealthy way to live. Yeah,
and looking for you know, self-worth through that.
Yeah, exactly, women, because it does not define your worth as a person, right? And the number of women you sleep with does not define your value as a man. And men think it does, and it's because of like this red pill movement that's going around where it's like, you know, that's what it's all about. Oh, fucking men should be able to sleep with as many chicks as they want, and women should stick with one dude, and that's, you know, just how life should be, and it's biologically, you know, makes sense, and blah, 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 blah. And like, there's a lot about the red pill movement that I agree with, but like Fresh and Fit, like one of the biggest podcasts out there that kind of like supports the red pill movement, they talk a lot about that stuff. And sometimes I feel that maybe they're slightly giving the wrong advice to dudes. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of young men that watch them, and they you know, put out this message of just that, you know, sleep with as many women as you can. You know, I've heard them say, I think, you know, before you nail down a relationship, you need to sleep with 50 girls and like shit like that. Yeah. And I think that's the wrong advice. Although I think there's a lot of good advice from men that comes out of that movement, but the whole like, you know, how many women you sleep with defines your value. I don't believe that. Right.
But they have to, you know, cause I know what podcast you're talking about, and what their whole topic is getting men to be men again. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's going to be like, just like religion or anything else, it's like, there's going to be some negative attributes to it. So when they knock them for that, you know, it's just how it is, bro.
Right.
In anything, in war, you know, there's innocent deaths, bro, you know, so for anything big, a big movement to be created, there's going to be negative aspects of it. Right. That's just how it has to be. But I can tell you this, bro, like the best sex, dude, is when there's a connection, right? A spiritual, can you not agree? You know what I mean? Like the best sex is when there's like a spiritual connection. Like sex can be a spiritual thing, or could not be a spiritual thing, right? But when there's real connection with a woman, dude, like that's enjoyable sex. You know, you could just go bang a chick out, bro, and that's different. You know what I mean? So I think in my aspect of it is, I did enough of that, bro, you know, and I prefer spiritual connection when it comes to sexual, you know, with women,
right.
you know, and not only that, dude, but when you sleep with the fucking woman, dude, you've slept with every one of her partners. I'm telling you, sex is such an energetic thing, bro. It is such an energetic thing, man. So you can't tell me when you're making that connection that you're also taking in a lot of negative energy. You know what I mean? And the same thing is too, bro, is like, that's why, and other two, they're like, oh, why do you always date young women? You know, because I don't want a woman with a bunch of partners. I don't want it, dude. Like, sex is a sacred thing, man. Right. If I'm going to be with somebody in a relationship or marriage or whatnot, it's a fucking sacred thing, dude. And I don't want that sacred box been ran through, dude. Right, you know what I'm saying? And so I always get shit from you know, women and with my age. Oh, why do you always want to date women? What do you think, dude? I don't want a woman that's been fucking ran through, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a little different when with women having a lot of partners than men too. Like, I do have to say it's a little different because, like, when you're a woman, like when you're a dude, like, you're going in, bro. But when you're a woman, you're taking it in. Like, that's just dirty, bro. It's just dirty.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I never looked at it like that. You know, it just takes the purity away from a woman, dude. You know, they're so valuable. That's why, you know, and society has like changed all that, you know, from, you know, and that was how it was in the old days, like virgin women, you know, like they had to be virgins. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where tradition came from. I'm not saying a woman has to be a virgin, you know what I mean? But I do not want a woman that's been with a bunch of partners. Bro. Like if you want to experience sexually, then you teach them. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys are like, oh, I want somebody that knows what they're doing. Well, if you're going to commit and marry them and be with them, right, you just teach them what you want.
Yeah, I think that whole "I want someone to know that knows what they're doing" thing is just a crock of shit. Yeah. Like I don't believe in that at all. Oh, I want someone to know. You want her to know how to do what you're watching in the porn that you're watching, all the unrealistic stuff that fucks up your brain when you watch it. You know what I mean? So like in that sense, I do agree that like, you know, sex isn't what you see in the films. Right. You know what I mean? And there is like, you can make a deeper connection out of it than that. No pun intended. But you know, so I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It's a rough life out there when, you know, for men when it comes to that, and I think we need the right mentorship, you know, out there. And where are men getting their advice from now? The internet. And that's why I'm here talking about this stuff, right? Because with all the negative out on the internet, if we can just bring, you know, positivity to a fraction of the people that are out there, then we've succeeded, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, bro, and I'm excited about the Fit Expo because I think it's time that this is gonna be like our step into putting out more than just sitting around the table podcast setting, right? Yeah. We're gonna bring more to the audience than what we have yet, and we're gonna do something dope, bro, and it's gonna be good for the audience. I'm real excited about that. But yeah, man, what other topics you got?
I don't have my notes, bro. So
I'm fucking professor over here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live, bro.
So like, okay, so here's my thought on long form content now. So in this day and age, because people have TikTok brain, we've shrunk our attention span so much that long form content isn't really valuable in its pure form. Long form content now is, to most of the world, nothing but a clip farm. Right? So the point in people even filming long videos these days, and I've heard a lot of creators talk about it, is like, it's all about clip farming, dude. You know what I mean? And like, when we're popping a little more, like, believe me, dude, we'll have people out there that we're paying to clip our videos and put that shit out there because that's like how people are making it now. Yeah. It's different than it was 5 years ago, man. I remember 5 years ago, it was like, you know, it was all about like being able to go on YouTube and find, you know, long form, you know, valuable content. And now it's like people can't handle it. People can't stand having to sit and watch the same video for longer than 20 seconds these days. That's why like that video that we had that got more views than most, how long was it? It was like 12 seconds, bro.
Yeah, I feel like we need to make shorter clips again, bro.
Yeah. I like a variety of both, you know. I think that I think some people do get value out of like watching long form content, but I think the majority of content, and I think it's how most creators are thinking about it, is like, you know, clip that shit up. It's all about the clips. Like even some of like the biggest creators out there, they're talking about that. Like, yeah, it's all about the clips, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think our goal for this is to still put out, you know, good long form content, but the clips are how we're going to get that seen.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, man.
Well, we got a lot of saved videos on our account. Did you use our account?
Oh yeah, I save shit all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that, bro. Yeah. I'm just tripping out on this comment that they made. God bless you guys. Put your ego aside.
God bless you guys. Put your ego aside.
Yeah. Somebody commented on our live. Yeah.
God bless you guys.
Put your ego aside.
What are they trying to say?
No, they're talking because we were talking about women and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wish I could see the.
But they're saying God bless you guys, which is positive.
Yeah.
Then they're saying,
but put your ego aside. Yeah.
Was it anyone we've interacted with before?
I don't know.
All right, y'all. So here's something else.
Yeah. Anyways, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't know what they mean by that, but it's because we're talking about women and that's the thing too, bro. Is like there was other like women on the live, bro. Then I'm gonna hear something about it later. You know what I mean? I'm so I think, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna speak my truth, bro. That's the thing, dude. Is that fucking you know what I mean? It's like I'm not one way. I don't side with one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude? It's like I don't side one way or the other, dude. Like I have there's different rules for different situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I was surprised people, you know, because I go to church on Sundays, dude, but I'm more spiritual, you know, or I'm this or I'm that, you know. I don't have a label for any of those things, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I just speak my fucking truth.
Yeah, I'm really against like going to one extreme or the other, and I think it's because it's probably a little bit of a projection of myself, but because I am an extremist, and it's like I'm all in or not in at all.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've been trying to build the mentality of like I don't want to say staying in the middle, but like just not conforming to one argument or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like for instance, something I haven't probably told you yet. For instance, I hopped off the Trump train. I'm not going to support Trump anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I told my son that, and my son was really excited to hear that. But then he starts sending me all these things about Trump, and like he sent me something accusing him of being a pedophile. And I was like, look, son, I'm not gonna support this guy anymore, but no matter who it is, like calling someone a pedophile, like that's a big claim.
Yeah.
That's a big claim. It's a harsh claim. And when you're accusing someone of that without any hard evidence, that's not okay. And if you're going to form an opinion on something, you need to form your opinion based around the facts.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just take this propaganda that people are putting out there about someone because you don't like them and trying to push that propaganda. That's what Nazi Germany did. Right. And so it's like, you know, and so it's funny because like I used to be that type of a person a long time ago. I was super liberal and I would just push all this propaganda about conservatives, and I didn't have any hard facts behind it. I didn't have any evidence.
Yeah, you're just being
I was taking the propaganda that existed and pushing it out there because I didn't like someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't like, you know, whoever it was. And so I'm pushing out the propaganda that I'm seeing coming across the internet. And I refuse to be that way anymore because it's not right. And so I had to explain that to my son, and he's hard-headed. He thinks he knows everything at the age he's at now, but I still give him the lessons, you know? And so then he comes at me and he's like, sends me some meme or something. He's like, it's funny that Trump's always golfing because he sucks at golf. And I'm like, dude, you're just looking for anything to just hate on this person for. It's also not worth the energy, man. It's not worth the energy to constantly be going to the extreme and like trying to like, you know, sway people's minds to believe like yours.
Yeah, it's insanity,
it takes a lot of energy to be that way. And it's not worth the energy. And that's something I've learned is I've spent, you know, so much time in my life putting so much energy into being so angry about things that I have no control over. And it destroys my it destroys your peace, man. When you're like that, it fully destroys my peace when I'm putting so much energy into, you know, trying to into being angry about something I can't control. It completely, you know, boggles my brain and leaves me, you know, riled up mentally, and it's no way to live.
So yeah, I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I can't stop. I got to ask you. So why are you not a Trump supporter anymore? So, not that I'm a big Trump supporter. Like I really don't care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But where came up with that conclusion? So
number one, the first thing is, and the biggest thing is the way that Israel-Palestine is being handled by him. I do not support Israel. I don't support Zionism, and I don't think that he's following through with the things he claimed he was going to do. He said he was going to put a stop to this war, and he hasn't put a stop to this war. Still sending billions of our taxpayer dollars to fucking Israel. He's a puppet for Netanyahu, if you ask me. You know, he's controlled by Israel. It's not just him, it's the government in general. Our government is controlled by Israel. But you know, when I initially started supporting Trump, it was because he was able to step outside and fight the establishment. And he's not doing that with this Israel-Palestine war. And there's, you know, tens of thousands of young, innocent, you know, women and Palestinian women and children being murdered by Israel right now. And he's not doing anything to stop it. And then he's making claims that we're going to take over the land of Palestine and we're going to, you know, relocate these people and this and that. And that's not the way to go about it. That is their land. And so I can't, that's like, if I'm going to be focused on a political issue right now, that's the issue I'm focused on. That's the one that is getting to me a lot right now. And I just can't support the way that he's handling that. Number two, the fact that he couldn't put out the Epstein list right away scares me. Makes me wonder what is on that list that he's hesitating to put it out of. You know, whether that means that his name is on that list and he's gonna get caught up, or there's people on that list who he's protecting. It's one of those two things. He can't put out that list for some reason. He cannot put out the Epstein list. And that worries me, and it makes me not trust him. Yeah. And I never trust politicians, any of them. But when it comes to something like that I can't trust him over, that makes me feel that he's not the right person for me to be supporting.
Well, I mean, it's all a fucking hoax, man. You know, all this shit that's put on the news, it's all a game, dude. The news is a fucking game. I mean, so I don't have like, I just think Trump is cool. Like, I don't have like I'm not really involved like that. You know what I mean? So we're like, I don't pay attention to it, or whether I'm a Trump supporter or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not involved in it like that.
Right.
Trump is, I think he's a cool ass dude and he does some cool ass shit. And that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have much involvement or opinions and, you know, I don't even know about any of that shit that's going on.
Right.
I know that whatever, make this country better or whatever, make my life better, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Well, I haven't seen any of that either. I haven't seen inflation go down.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, you know, we've seen good days, good weeks in the market, but we haven't seen any magnificent change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't seen anything change since the time he's been in office.
Yeah. I mean, well, things take time.
You know, and the, you know, his first term, I saw a lot of changes right away that benefited me and the people around me. And I'm not seeing that this time around. And that's cool. If he's a cool dude, he's a cool dude. But I don't want someone at the head of the country just because they're cool. I want them to be able to do something. I'm not saying anyone else can do a better job, but I'm not going to be supporting anyone else either. I'm pretty much just, I'm not supporting any politicians at this point.
Yeah, but does any of this even matter?
I mean, Israel-Palestine matters.
Well, I know, but but you giving attention to it, does that even matter?
I think that there's a lot of my Muslim brothers and sisters over there, and I truly care. You know, the reason that Americans support Israel over Palestine is because we have a bunch of Islamophobes in America, and so the main focus on Americans' minds when they're making the decision on whether or not they support the war in Israel or in Palestine or not is, oh, well, those are just a bunch of Muslim terrorists, right? And so I that does matter to me because I do follow that religion, and I don't like to see, number one, the religion being used for political gain, and number two, innocent women and children dying. Like, I don't, like, we're not talking 1,000 Palestinian soldiers died. We're talking tens of thousands of innocent women and children dying at the hands of Israel.
Yeah.
And that bugs me.
Yeah, I understand that. So I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just asking, but for like.
And our taxpayer dollars going over there, that does matter. That matters for all of us.
There's also innocent women and children dying, and I'm not arguing, but they're dying everywhere all the time. It's a place, but I understand it's close to home for you. You know what I mean? So that's why I understand why you caring, because it's close to home for you. I get that. I'm not judging you, bro, about it. I just come from a different place where, and I'm not saying you're wrong I just come from a different place where, like, I don't really care. I'm not that I don't care. Of course I don't care.
No, I know what you mean.
But I just don't even,
like, it doesn't affect you.
It has nothing to do. Yeah, it has nothing to do with me.
Billions of taxpayer dollars, though, going to Israel to support this war, that does affect you. Yeah. That affects you. And we should not be funding this war. Yeah. Our dollars should not be going over there. And the whole ICE thing, like, I don't think that that's another thing. Like, I don't think that we should have no borders. Like, I don't support people entering the country and staying here illegally especially without even making the effort to do the work to be here legally. I don't support that at all. But I also don't support the way that, the way that these raids are happening and people being, violently handled by these ICE agents. That affects me too. Yeah. I know. I get it. I get it. It's fucked up too. And I've seen some stories too, and it's fucked up too. But it's just like, I don't know, man. Everything just is what it is, dude. You know? But that affects me because I do have people in my life who could get caught up in that. Yeah. Or people in my life who have people in their life who could get caught up in that, who are good people and they don't deserve to be thrown violently to the ground and split from their children over deportation. No, right? I get it. That's fucked up. I see how they're acting there, right. But there's, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, these things have to happen. There, again, like I said, these big things that happen, these negative things, to get something done, like innocent people do get hurt and innocent things do happen to innocent people, bro. There's no way for change or big things to happen without it. Do you get what I'm saying? Sure, but what's the change that we're trying to make? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I agree that it's extreme, and like, I think it's sad too, and people getting ripped away from their families and all that stuff, man. But I don't know, bro. I'm not being apathetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's fucked up. I wouldn't want any part in it. I don't want it to happen to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it fucking is what it is. If it's not that, it's fucking something else, bro. Sure. If it wasn't that, it was with Biden where all kinds of Americans were suffering, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
Americans are still suffering.
You know, well, I'm just saying, bro, like no matter what, people are going to suffer in whatever actions taken in a big way, dude. There's going to be people suffering out of it.
Sure.
Whatever side it is, there's going to be people suffering.
You have to take the situations as they come. And right now, this is the situation. And so I have an opinion on this situation. Now, if this stops and something else starts happening, I'm going to form my opinion on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not, bro.
I don't see anything good being done.
Yeah.
And that's really how I decided, like, you know, whatever kind of person he is or whoever he is as a person, that's cool. And I'm not bashing him as a person because I have no evidence that he's a bad person. But as far as like who's running the country that I live in, who has control over the dollars that we all pay in taxes, that the government steals from us, like those things do affect me, and I'm just not going to support someone if I don't think they're handling those situations.
Right. No, I get it.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm saying, you know, I'm a Democrat now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I mean. And that's what started this conversation is like, it can't be one extreme or the other because that's how these things happen.
Yeah.
The way that they do.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck Trump. I don't like the way he's handling things. So now I'm going to go support fucking whoever the fuck is on the Dem side.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not like that. It's pretty much like that was like my last hope for being able to trust someone in office, and that trust is no longer there. So now I just don't trust any of them.
Right. What's her name even was like not supporting Trump anymore. It's that one black girl that speaks on fucking
Candace Owens.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, because she has strong beliefs about the war in Palestine also.
Yeah. So she's not even support. What I thought that was cool about that is like what that says about her is that she's not influenced by anything.
Exactly.
So I like that she's like, I'm not supporting Trump anymore. So that's cool. So that means she's focused on truth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? On truth, and she's not picking a side.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought was cool about that. Her saying that she did. I was like, oh, so you're real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I like that about Candace Owens.
I do too. She interviewed, did you see a while back interviewed Andrew Tate?
I don't think I seen that. Yeah, no, I didn't, bro. I want to see that. She interviewed
Andrew Tate. Check it out. Really good interview. And she's a Christian and he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
And they talked about that a little bit, and just I thought she was going to have a completely different reaction to him talking about Islam as a religion. She was actually really open-minded about it.
That's cool, man.
And, and he spoke about how, like, in this day and age in America, right, we're supposed to be a Christian nation, but people are walking down the street, speaking blasphemy about Jesus, or wearing upside down crosses, or there's no standard, or there's no standard for Christians these days that we're holding in America, right? And like and I'm not a Christian, and my beliefs are different, but nonetheless, like, basically what Andrew Tate was saying is, because of the way that Christianity is displayed in America, it's become a very weak religion. You know what I mean? And in Islam, you don't get away with that.
Right.
You don't get to speak blasphemy about your creator.
Right.
And you don't get to burn your holy book.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in Islam, you're accountable for doing the right thing in accordance with what you believe. And in America and Christianity in America, it's just not like that anymore.
Yeah. And
he spoke on that, and I thought she was really gonna take offense to that and get on his ass about saying that, but she didn't. She was like, she basically said that. She's like, okay, what I'm hearing is you believe that there's no strength in Christianity in America anymore. And he said, exactly. And she's like, well, here's the thing, you're right. And America is no longer a Christian nation.
Yeah, so that's what's cool about her, man.
Yeah.
Is that she's honest. So I like that about her.
Yeah, I do too.
And so I like Trump, and because she was like that, I was like, oh, fuck her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I'm saying, dude? I was like,
exactly.
that's cool, you know, but I know other people that were there probably like, oh, fuck him.
Yeah,
someone,
exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
But I, like I said, I love the truth, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, don't have an opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Either which way.
Definitely. So, yeah, man. So, one more week from, well, not even a week. This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Once again, we'll be in Anaheim. Would love for anyone who's seen our pod, if you've seen it and you happen to see us, hit us up, say what up. You know, there's a chance.
Yeah.
That'll happen. And hopefully we get some good content out of the experience, and really looking forward to that. I think this is kind of like the first like event type thing that you and I are going to together.
Absolutely, bro.
You know,
it's gonna be tight.
And then remember that thing you sent me a while back that was going on in Ventura about mastering your subconscious mind? It was so it looks like they do that frequently.
Yeah, like every week, bro.
Yeah, so let's look for that again and go to that.
Yeah, they had contacted me. Yeah, I need to look at it now that I have time. I just got really busy.
Yeah. If we can find a day that they're doing that, I couldn't go that one time because I think I was going to a concert or something. But I really want to go to that, and hopefully we can do some filming there too. But that seems like a really cool thing. You know, and there's just, I think that valuing your own mind is becoming bigger in this day and age, right? Like being intelligent and conscious and spiritual, like I think it's becoming more widely accepted and becoming a bigger thing. But we're still not there yet where like the majority of people have a conscious mindset. Yeah. Right. And so the more we can like promote events like that, the better, I think. I think that's a good thing. So Fit Expo, we got to find out about that event again, and get some more content out there. And we're doing good, bro. Yeah, things are going good. So youtube.com/breakingboundaries-pod. Hit us up, guys.